Season 1, Episode 9 introduces a new character, which is honestly one of the coolest characters in this whole show. And I wish that they used her more because she is so awesome.
Yeah, we'll make Starlight. It's like we'll make Starlight Glimmer a main character now, and a vocal point of the show. But Zecora can't show up past season 5. That's cool.
Yeah. By the way, I just want to say a couple things because I'm really sorry. First of all,
I'm sorry.
Last week I want to apologize over the whole thing with the name. I had a feeling that it was wrong, but I went with my gut anyway, and I should have double-checked it, so I apologize for that. I know it's not asking for trouble.
John messed up.
But hey, at least I can admit when I'm wrong.
Are you trying to imply? Are you trying to imply I don't? Because you're right. But this episode,
one more thing. I know I'm cutting you off because I can do that. I'm the boss here. But for the whole thing with the EQG shorts, we're still working on that. We need to find a good, we keep finding junk that's like either still images or completely messed up higher pitches, just different languages. Just we haven't been able to find good availability for those. So
yeah, I've been looking myself, and it's not good.
Yeah, once we find the ones for all three, we will definitely talk about them. But until then, just bear with us. So, what were you going to say, though?
I was going to say that this is... Okay, so I didn't like most of season 1, right? And I am rewatching these episodes. There are some that have aged better, there are some that have aged worse, and there are some that just stayed the same. This is one of those episodes that stayed the same, and I feel like a quote-unquote not true fan when I don't like, some of the landmarky episodes. But this is one of those episodes where it's like I remember I like the gags. Like, I mean, come on, who doesn't remember Flutter Guy or Floppy Unicorn Penis? But there's some...
She needed Viagra in that episode.
There's some good jokes in here, but normally from Friendship is Magic, even season 1, there's definitely a whole a sense of like complete package. Like, I'm not saying you like everything, but you remember everything. Stories, characters, the jokes, moral, all that, blah blah blah. And this episode has a good moral, but I don't know. This episode just sits very meh with me. And I feel like I've always been a little more critical towards season 1, but I did watch the show in order, so I feel like that's my pretentious internet right. But I don't know. Episodes like Griffin Brush Off and Ghostbusters, those are episodes where everyone can agree, where it's like, okay, it's okay if you don't dig that. But episodes like this, are like... And Sonic Rain Boom, that depends who you ask, but I don't know. It's weird to explain. I can't really put it into words right now because I've been up since like 7 in the morning. But
so you kind of feel that this is the sort of thing where you wish that people would understand your side rather than just say this is a landmark episode. How can you not like it?
It's half that. Oh shit. Never mind the...
Why do you have Kylo Ren's lightsaber on you?
Because it's freaking awesome.
You know what? I gotta pick you 5 fidget spinner. Your argument is invalid.
Dude, I was gonna tell you before we started filming, when I was at GameStop and I got the Crash stuff, there was a Batman fidget spinner for like $12. I almost bought that.
That would have been awesome.
But yeah, no, okay, so it's a quarter trying to explain with episodes that are mostly universally liked. It's a half that. It's a quarter of I kind of just don't know how to explain it because it's a weird thing, and it's a quarter because, in my opinion, the episodes that have aged the best from season 1 are like Party of One and Dog and Pony Show, which are still some of my favorite episodes, and they're considered landmark episodes. Whereas this one, and I haven't rewatched Winter Wrap Up, but this one just feels flat-ish. Not because the characters aren't that developed, but just I don't know why. Well, maybe we'll find out if we talk about it. So
yeah, so
this episode starts out, and I'm getting triggery flashbacks to Pony Anthology and all, and the fact of how many like Walking Dead references were made with just this opening. You see, the fandom,
the best one that ever came out of the anthology series is the one where it's like, is it some boy?
Dude, speaking of stuff that's aged well from back in the show and fandom's early days, you know what I just rewatched like 3-4 days ago and is still good? A Picture Perfect Pony.
Oh God, that's Jan Animations. That's so good.
Oh my God! It's because we were I watched like every video you showed me of the Totally Legit Recaps guy, and he mentioned how he remembered that and how it harkens back to the original days of the fandom. And then I thought about it. I'm like, yo, this fandom has aged for better or for worse. But man, it's just.
Considering how young this fandom still really is,
yeah,
compared to a lot of other fandoms, like if you look at the furries, they've been around since the 80s. You see Star Wars fans, they've been around since the 70s. Star Trek fans, even longer. I mean, it's the sort of thing where, in terms of fandoms, we are still very young,
and yet
we have grown so fast.
And yet somehow we're still better people than the Five Nights at Freddy's who are younger, but also the Sonic guys who are older. High five. So
at least Matt Pat still can keep a good chill between the two of them.
But yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I think of rewatching all the season 1 stuff and Picture Perfect Pony, some of the older fan animation videos. It just really reminds me of just mentally, where I was and where like the fandom was. Because when I'm part of a fandom, I really keep my thumb on the heartbeat of it. And I remember, and this episode is one of the ones that everybody always, it's the one they always put in the compilation videos, the best moments for season 1, and it's got Zecora.
Do you remember the one where it's Fluttershy and Pinky, and they're trying to do like a "Donde está la biblioteca?"
Oh my God! Oh yeah!
On la araña discoteca, maneca la biblioteca.
There's
my whole thing.
There's my personal favorite. You take a book and the shit. It's a fuck shit stat. Shit stat. Oh my God! Dude, do you remember how Double Rainboom and Snowdrops, I think it was Snowdrop, came out like at around the same time, and like there was that mini duel, which one was better, and you and I were just unanimously that Snowdrops was way better.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Sorry, we're talking about.
We did me and Brian did a reaction video of Double Rainbow, and I think it's still up on the channel.
Oh yeah, Brian existed on this channel. Man, I'm sorry. I know we're supposed to talk about bro gossip, but man, I know I'm only 22, but I'm feeling my age. Like, I've been watching this show. I've been watching this show, and I've known you for 5 years now. And talking about all the season 1 stuff, it's got me reliving old memories. Undercover Brony, come for the episode reviews, save for the 20-year-old midlife crisis. So,
dude, I've been in this fandom. Well, yeah, technically I've been in this fandom since the tail end of my 20th year on this earth, and
damn.
I'm about to be 26.
You old ass fuck.
Earlier this month, I celebrated my 5th year of being a brony. 5th year.
Ayo. So, but yeah.
Ayo.
So Twilight and Spy, man, we've had some good times in this fandom, and
stay on topic.
Sorry.
Do you need me to make that trench run reference? Stay on target. We're too close. Stay on target. Hit the deck.
Shut up. I'm old. Let me reminisce. But yeah, so we're
We'll reminisce during the season 1 retrospective.
So Twilight and Spike are marching through town, and stuff's all boarded up. Spike's
so the season 1 plot device.
Yeah. So So season 1's plot device and season 1's secondary plot device antagonist, dirt antagonist, are walking through Ponyville, and stuff's all boarded up. Spike's like, "Yo, what if it's zombies?" or like zombie ponies, and Twilight's like, dude, there's no such thing as zombies, and Spike's like, shut up. So
and it was at that point where millions of bronies suddenly cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced by Tara Strong.
So Twilight gets yanked into the house by Pinkie Pie, and she's like, dude, what's going on? And you know, people bring up the racial symbolism with Zecora. You know, black voice actress. She's a zebra. She lives in her place with her potions and stuff. Here's what's going through my mind. These guys are literally scared because, to paraphrase their own words, there's a stranger in town.
Yeah. By the way, you need to fix your audio. That hasn't happened in a while, thank goodness. But anyway, one of the things that I love is right before they cut away to the intro, you see Zecora pawing at the ground, and she looks over, and for a split second before everyone hides underneath the window, you can literally hear the yelp of a zebra for a split second.
For a split second, yeah. It's that's
attention to detail.
That's a zebra thing too. Oh, speaking of attention to detail, TV Tropes has under their whole fridge logic section that it makes sense for ponies to be scared of Zecora because they don't know who she is, but she's got the glowing eyes, at least for that one bit. But she's also like pawing at the ground, and Nightmare Moon pawed at the ground, and it's a little thing and probably inconsequential, but and then
nonetheless.
Yeah, so they're explained to Twilight, we don't know what that is, it's a threat, blah, blah, blah. Pinkie Pie sings her song, The Evil Enchantress does evil dances, all that. And I was really re-listening to the song, and I want to ask your opinion on something. Does that song pretty much almost word for word describe, like, Chrysalis and, like, a couple other antagonists the series has had?
I never thought of that before, but it makes sense.
Chrysalis, yeah, you could make the argument that Chrysalis is the evil enchantress. Discord does evil dances. Sombra you should look out for because he's seriously the deadliest villain the series ever had. Except it took 2 seasons later to establish that.
Pinkie Pie establishes villains in season 1.
You see, Friendship is Magic, his continuity is so good that they're able to establish things that Lord Faust didn't even think of, man.
You're still crackling with your audio.
This piece of crap microphone.
Yeah, it's still kind of doing it a little bit.
Okay, how about now?
There we go, yeah.
Yeah, so Friendship is Magic is so good, it can set up continuity that Lord Faust didn't even think of. Yeah, boy.
So, this whole scene in Sugar Cube Corner, this is the only time we ever see it this dark, number 1. And number 2, you see, like, this whole thing is just meant to invoke fear in these characters' hearts, because, like, you see like everyone freaking out over pots and pans falling over, and Twilight immediately knows, like, Spike, stop being a dumb shit. Just don't. But the whole thing is, like, Apple Bloom. He's the only sane one in this entire group.
Yeah.
And AJ's just like, hush and let the big pony stop. I'm a big pony. I'm just like, you go get him, girl. You go get him with your big bow.
I've been seeing people.
I swear to you, that bow looks gigantic on her in season 1.
I've talked to several people retroactively about this episode there, and I think they were kidding, but almost all of them were like, yeah, season 1 was the only season where Apple Bloom was good. I want it
They're
now.
not wrong.
So and it makes sense that Apple Bloom wouldn't buy into this because, you know, she is a kid, and yeah, kittens, and I don't know. It makes sense that she'd be the only sane one, and plus it's a good way to introduce her character. So
she decides to go out and find Zecora. She follows Zecora into the Everfree Forest, and I want to say, in season 1, William Anderson was on the top of his game because you see her walking towards the Everfree Forest, and all you hear is a ding 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 ding, and then you hear like bongos playing in the background. And when she's walking past the poison joke, you just hear. I'm just like, that is awesome. The attention to detail in that is amazing. So Apple Bloom gets caught up, and the main 6 start going nuts in the poison joke, and I'm like, you know, guys, especially you, Twilight, how did you not figure that crap out if you were brushing against plants that were like poison ivy to you? Get a grip. But I'm going to say this whole next scene, and I love how the first word you hear from Zecora is beware you pony folk, those leaves of blue are not a joke.
Which is a lie because they are called the poison joke.
Yeah.
Wow, they have to have an African American stand-in, and they lie in their first line of dialogue. Racist. I'm gonna block Melissa McCarthy on my Tumblr. So the immediate next 3 minutes of the show are 3 of the most legendary minutes in this entire show, even to this day. Like as stated before, Twilight has floppy unicorn penis. Fluttershy sounds like a dude.
Black dude, no less. Like James Earl Jones level.
Pinkie Pie.
If she had the Darth Vader breathing, that would have made it perfect.
Applejack's all small because she's like, let the big ponies talk. Pinkie Pie looks like
her name, Apple Teeny.
Oh my god, that's right.
And Apple Martini. That's
There's
awesome.
Pinkie Pie. Rarity has hair that looks like she should be in a death metal band. And
no, I thought her hair looked like streamers.
Oh wait, no, her hair looks like Serge Tankian's. So the and then Pinkie Pie looks like
it's just the newest Kardashian hairdo.
And then the Pinkie looks like she contracted herpes, but only on her tongue. So you know, we've got the reprise of the song as Fluttershy. She's an evil enchantress who does evil dances. We've got Rarity tripping all over the place. Spike is hilarious because he is having the exact same reaction any of us would have had, and he is just
Rainbow Dash is hilarious too.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Rainbow Dash
wings went to her belly.
Yeah, Rainbow Dash looks like she's being controlled by the crazy taxi guy.
I remember that. And you know what? Thinking about it that way, you notice like the sound effects that she's making when she tries to fly is like one of those old, like really old fighter planes or whatever, like that.
Yeah.
Just like
kamikaze.
ISIS would love to have her.
Like I'm watching Rainbow Dash crash all over the place, and I'm just like, damn, it looks like me when I used to play Grand Theft Auto. It's like press the square button to brake, you dunce.
Do you remember that other Sega game that was like you have to get a guy to a hospital and you had to drive the ambulance?
Oh yeah, that's old.
Yeah, that's a good one though.
So they get to Zecora's place. Apple Bloom went on ahead and went to go talk to Zecora, and they're like, "Damn, we have to save Apple Bloom from getting kidnapped. Onward to the forest." And they're like, "Well, she didn't get kidnapped. she walked off by herself onto the forest. So they go to the forest. How the hijinks ensue. There's laughs
You
about.
just have to imagine that all I have to say is the Everfree Forest needs to have Welcome to the Jungle as its like main theme.
Welcome to the jungle. We've got Poison Joke. So so they get to Zecora's house and they're like, what the? And she's like, hey guys, what's up? And they're like, what are you doing? Why aren't you trying to eat apple bloom? And then she's like, you guys are idiots. So she explains to them, you know, just who she is and what she was doing around the place. And she makes them a cure for the poison joke. I guess you could say she made them a punchline.
But that
that was funny.
But it's like you know, they go inside and they see all these pony masks and stuff like that. And thankfully, this was before FNAF because everyone would think that those look like the animatronics. But it's like gifts from the native land where I am from.
It's Foxy.
Yeah, but it's like, but I love how everyone says that her homeland is like Zebrica.
Yeah.
Which I want. That's one place I want to see. We've gotten the Badlands to see Chrysalis. Let's go to Zebrica and see more zebras and see if they all talk and rhyme.
At this point, it's about the only other place they haven't gone that they've even met. And they've only mentioned this place once. So it's really funny that we're going to get sea ponies before we get Zebrica.
Yeah, Zecora never gets any love.
I know, and it pisses me off. So the episode ends with the people with the moral of the story being, you know what? Maybe it's okay to talk to strangers. Dio didn't know he was talking about in that song. So that's
and the whole thing with the book. That it's like supernatural. Like the word supernatural talks about ghosts and spirits and zombies, which are as make believe as curses. And when she reads it, that's the best thing. It's like supernaturals, natural cures that are simply super. I'm just like, so it's an organic cookbook?
Too many cooks? Yeah, that's about right. So
too many cooks.
So the episode
I love that thing. Wasn't that like College Humor?
No, that was Adult Swim. College Humor is not that creative. So
they just have Batman just sitting there for 5 minutes. Harvey Dent, can he be trusted?
Can he be trusted? Yeah, so that's the episode that tells you it's talk to strangers, which, by the way, yeah, you should definitely talk to strangers in California. And yeah, this episode,
that's for the hippies.
Yeah, this episode left me thinking, you know, there's some good gags, but that's about it. I give it a 7 because it's not bad, but it was just never particularly like really stand outy to me, except all the gags with the poison yolk stuff. And Zecora is good. Zecora is great. Zecora is great, but I mean, but that's all it really was for me. It's like a total of 4 minutes of gags and Zecora, who's only in this episode for like 2 minutes. So
yeah. Something like that. So yeah, I give this a 7 as well. I mean, it was a very interesting episode and it introduced a new character. However, that was all it really did. It wasn't anything stand out. Now, next week, kind of the same thing, but at the same time, it's the first M.A. Larson episode.
What episode was that?
Swarm of the Century.
Oh, shit.
Yes, the Paris Bright one.
The Pinkie Pie, the supposed to be Pinkie Pie's breakout episode.
Yep. So that's it from me, John.
And me, Snakeskin.
And we will talk to you guys later. Peace out, Dragon.
Remember, if you see a stranger on the street, it's okay to talk to them because they probably have magical potions. I mean, you won't live if you use their potions, but...
Don't do it, we swear. We're not advocating for stranger danger.